Okay, I'm gonna do Lewis Eubanks Bradshaw first.
Okay.
So let's see, I see Mom. And Michelle. I've got a Lena Eubank signed in. I'm not sure who that is, but
She's a placement.
okay. And I'm looking for Dad. He's always participated in the past.
They've done it together, I think.
Oh, okay. Ms. Eubanks, is Mr. Bradshaw present with you?
He's muted. Your Honor, he usually appears separately. I told him today was probably going to be another adjournment because of the psyche bell. So if the court wants to proceed without his presence, that's fine.
I appreciate that. What I don't want to do is proceed while he's waiting in the waiting room.
Can't get in. They still looking for you. Wait a minute.
Ms. Eubanks, do you know what kind of device he's using? I've got a Galaxy notebook, a Galaxy phone, a Moto phone.
He has a Galaxy S8.
Oh, okay. I see him.
Okay.
All right, and I think now that's everybody on this file. Let's make sure we've got a connection with Mr. Bradshaw. And it looks like we do. Okay, Shannon, you can, good morning. You could put us on the record in the matter of the Lewis, Eubanks, and Bradshaw minors.
I think Supervisor Scott is in the waiting room.
Okay, hold on. Scott Norkey?
Yep.
Let me let him in. Okay, so Mr. Way here is on behalf of the petitioner, Ms. Emily Schell for the agency. We've got Yanessa Eubanks and Mr. Bradshaw present. We also have placement present, Lena Eubanks. And let's see, Mr. Brown is LGAL, and I don't remember. I know Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly, you represent the father?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Bradshaw.
And who represents Ms. Eubanks?
That's myself, Your Honor, Rebecca.
Okay, so we had a conversation off the record with just the attorneys, and I'm informed that both parents have had their psych evals completed very recently. We don't have those reports, and the request has been made that I adjourn the pretrial until such time as the reports become available. Realistically, that puts us out about a month for the earliest likelihood that we would have them. Is that accurate, Mr. Way?
That sounds right to me, Your Honor.
So, month from now puts us where, Shannon?
A month from now, so April 20th, and you want that as a pretrial?
Another pretrial, see where we are.
Pretrial April 20th at 8:30.
April 20th at 8:30. And assuming we're close to being ready for a trial, then I'll set a trial date at that time. For now, I'm just going to set the pretrial. Is there anything that the court needs to address on the record today?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, very well. We'll see you back here on April 20th. Thank you all.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm being careful. All right. Let's do Miles Shipe. I've got Ms. Spiegelberg that I'm letting in. And let's see. I don't expect that Father will be here. His attorney was here for an off-the-record conversation. I just wanted to see if there was anyone else waiting out there. What's the mother's name in this file?
Mrs. Scheit.
All right, I just have one device. Let me see who that is.
It's Jessica Moore.
Okay, I let a Galaxy notebook in. What is your name? Well, whoever it is, we're not quite connected yet. And I see there's a Moto Z4. I'm going to try that and see who that is. So I've got someone in my courtroom listed as Galaxy Note 10. Can you hear me? Apparently not. And the Moto Z4 is trying to make an audio connection. Whoever's out there on a Moto Z4, could you tell me your name, please? Well, it looks like neither one of those devices have either their audio settings off or simply we're not connected. It's not giving me much information. I don't have a visual, and neither one is responding. So at least I made an attempt. So in the Miles Shipe matter, Shannon, we're going to this is a jury trial, and I've already indicated to Father's attorney during our off-the-record conversation that I would be adjourning the pretrial to a date in May.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we're pretty much wide open. You want beginning, mid, end? We got
about 2 months from now, so whatever that is, around the 20th,
Okay.
week of the 20th.
Let's do May 25th at 8:30.
All right, so we'll adjourn that to May 25th at 8:30. You'll need to let Mr. Weed know because I excused him. Okay, and then the other matter that we have a pending jury demand is Vala Holler Jackson. Ms. Danke is present on this matter on behalf of Mr. Holler. Mr. Way's present for the agency. Mr. Brown is LGAL on this file as well. And
Mr. Holler was planning to be present.
He is. Hold on, let me bring him in. Mr. Holler, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Mr. Brandon Holler is present. And let's see. Melissa Taylor for the agency. I don't see her. Mr. Ray, is there another?
Patricia McGuire is the foster care worker. She might be there.
I've got Lindsay Cooling and Haley Bordeaux.
No, that's fine. I can update them.
I know Ms. Cooling is here for the 9:30 matter. I don't have Ms. Bordeaux listed. Oh, yes, I do. She's on Donahue.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be adjourning this to the same pretrial date that I just gave for the Shipe matter, which was May
25th.
25th at 8:30. And I understand there's an issue today regarding a trip that placement wants to take.
Yes, Your Honor. Placement would like to take a trip to Disney in Florida in July 25th to the 30th. My thought was it might make more sense to address it at the end of May when we have a better idea of what's going on with COVID, because I know that's going to be the concern, and I totally understand that and I'm sensitive to that. So I guess I would prefer, if the court is okay with it, to kind of punt on that and discuss again in a couple months.
And Shannon, I forgot to mention, Rebecca's on this file. She represents Mom, but she disappeared.
We terminated on Mom already.
We did. Okay, thank you. That's why she's not here. I just had a note.
I'm pretty sure that's right, isn't it, Ms. Danke?
Yeah, that's, we did terminate on Mom. I just looked.
Yeah.
All right. And I just had to correct my note in the file jacket. Ms. Danke, do you have any issue with postponing any decision on this trip until the May pretrial?
I don't, Your Honor. And I would hope that it would be couched as the court is not yet ready to approve such a thing, rather than the constant attempt to make my client the bad guy with respect to these various trips that get scheduled.
And who is placement, by the way?
It's an aunt in Tennessee.
Okay. Clearly, when we're seeing numbers starting to creep back up again, I am not in a position to say today whether or not I would approve something for July, but we should have a much better handle on which way the numbers are going in a couple of months. So anything else I need to address today on the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, I will be exploring some alternatives for conducting a jury trial, and hopefully in May I'll have a much better handle on giving you a realistic trial date.
And Judge, I think it was Ottawa County that's doing jury trials.
That explains it.
Yeah, we have a few more challenges here in Jackson County, but it's still interesting what you mentioned that they're doing there. And that's something I'm certainly willing to explore if it can be done safely. So
Thank you, Your
thank
Honor.
you. We'll see you back here in May.
Thank you.
Okay, next is the Donahue matter, and I see Ms. Donahue. Oh, and Mr. Donahue looks like he's present. let me let them in. Ms. Bordeaux. So I have someone present on a Galaxy notebook. Well, and they just disappeared. So never mind. Okay, this is the matter of Joseph and Alexander Donahue, Mr. Way, representing the petitioner, Haley Bordeaux for the agency. Mr. Hotchkiss is LGAL. The mother, Patricia Donahue, is present. And the father is trying to connect. So let's see if we're able to make that connection. So, Mr. Donahue, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, good morning, sir. Okay, Mr. Donahue, I know this is the first hearing you've had on this petition. You do have a right to be represented by an attorney in this matter, either one of your choosing or one appointed for you by the court. Do you wish to have the court appoint someone to represent you here today?
No.
This can be a difficult process to navigate without an attorney. I would urge you to reconsider that. We have several qualified attorneys who we appoint regularly to represent parents in abuse and neglect matters. They can certainly give you advice. You can always decide at some point that you want to go forward and represent yourself. But I think it would be wise today for you at least to explore representation by an attorney. Would you like to reconsider that?
Yes.
All right. So let me make sure your address information is correct. I'm showing you in the petition at 2077 Wentworth in Jackson. Is that still your address?
It's my sister's address, but yes, I guess.
You can receive mail at that address?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm gonna change that address like real soon.
All right.
Of course.
Do you know what the new address will be?
I'm gonna make it to my mom and dad's. Let me see. I know it's 12291 Kelly Road. It's in Brooklyn, Michigan.
1229.
Sir, it's 12991.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kelly Road.
On that, K-E-L-L-E-Y or just
I don't know. Is that K-E-L-L-Y or K-E-L-L-E-Y?
EY.
Bye. You remember
And that's Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, 49230.
Yep.
And is the phone number on the petition correct for you, sir? 769-111.
No,
No? Do you have
That's
a
not
phone number?
either. The
What it-
new, I think my new number is 517 748 8985, I believe.
And are you currently employed?
No, self-employed.
Okay, Shannon, who's next up?
Ivan.
Okay, Mr. Ivan Brown is present today. What I'm going to do is take just a moment to put you both into a breakout room so that you can have a private conversation with him. And then when you're through with that conversation, just come on back into the courtroom.
Okay, are you talking to me?
You'll get a command on the screen, as will Mr. Brown, and that will put you in. Just click on the command, and that will put you into a private meeting room.
All right. Thank you.
So while we're waiting, Ms. Donahue, did you have any questions for the court?
Not right now, no.
All right, as soon as they come back, we'll proceed with our hearing.
Do I have time to run across the hall real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Right back.
Okay, we have Mr. Brown and Mr. Donahue back. Mr. Brown?
Yes. Judge, I don't think probable cause is an issue in this matter. I will leave it to the court's discretion. However, this is one of those cases where we set a pretrial and really there's nothing to pre-try yet because we have none of the information, none of the discovery. There was CAC interviews that were done. I would like to see those. So I would ask that we set this pretrial 2 to 4 weeks so then we can discuss it a little more intelligently.
That certainly makes sense to me. So let me, while we're on the record, Ms. Donahue or Mr. Donahue, do either of you have any Native American ancestry?
Not registered, no.
Neither one.
Well, whether it's registered or not, do you have some ancestry?
Not, yes, we are both American Indian at some point, but nothing that we're not affiliated with any kind of a tribe or anything. No. So no.
But do you know which tribe it is?
No.
I don't remember either.
Is there someone in either of your families that might know which tribe it is? The reason I'm asking the question is there are both state and federal laws that mandate if there is the possibility of Native American eligibility for membership in a tribe for the children, we have to give the tribe the opportunity to decide whether or not they want to weigh in. It sounds like it might be remote enough in your case that's unlikely a tribe would want to do that. But once we're on notice of the possibility, we're obligated to take reasonable steps to notify either the tribe, if we know who it is, or an agency within the federal government, which typically doesn't lead anywhere, but at least we've done what we needed to do to make sure that they're apprised of that potential. Is there someone in your family that would know what tribe it is?
I understand. Nope. No, my heritage, my family was adopted, so I have no way of knowing any of that stuff. So
nope, and I'm good.
There is no affiliation.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Donahue, you do have the right to respond to the petition today. Mr. Brown, I'm assuming you don't wish him to take advantage of that opportunity. You do have the right, well, let's see, we don't have a removal. I think that's all I need to cover today. You do have a right to a trial, either before a judge or before a jury if you make a timely jury demand. Shannon, Ivan has asked that we schedule another pretrial to give him an opportunity to get some discovery. He said 2 to 4 weeks. It's in home, so whichever day looks the easiest.
How about we split it at 3? I forgot we come every week now.
That's right. How about 3 weeks?
April 13th at 8:30.
April 13th at 8:30, and at that point, we will pick a trial date.
Mr. Hotchkiss, do you want the interview shared with you as well?
If I could, please, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else the court needs to address today?
Yes, we would ask for some unsupervised parenting time. These children are late teenagers. I forget their age here, but I think they were 12 and 14.
13 and 11.
Pardon?
13 and 11.
13 and 11. We would ask that parenting time be given by the agency or its designee. There's absolutely no threat of harm to these boys.
Ms. Bordeaux, what's your recommendation for parenting time?
At this time, the DHHS recommends that parenting time be suspended. However, I would like to note that the children have refused to take phone calls or speak with their father at this time. Unless that has changed within the last couple of days, they have wanted nothing to do with their father. I don't know that I would support forcing that.
And Ms. Donahue, what's your view on the children having parenting time with their father?
I would leave that up to the kids themselves based on what they want to do, because I don't feel that he's a threat or harm to the kids, but I'm also not going to force my kids to go see someone if they don't want to.
All right, there haven't been any allegations by these children. I will order parenting time supervised by the agency, but only if the children are willing to participate.
And Judge, I would like to find out what the reason why these children are all of a sudden now refusing to see their father. That leads me to believe something else nefarious is going on. If there's some reason why they don't want to see their father, then that's different. But just all of a sudden, we're not going to see our father based upon some historical allegations from years and years ago. That doesn't smell right to me.
Well, if I may, Your Honor, 7H specifically, this was before the petition was filed. It alleges the father tried to call to Joey's school to basically say goodbye to him and tell him that he wouldn't see him any longer. And the school employee reported that Joey refused to speak with his father at that point. So it seems to me that this isn't something that just popped up in the last couple of days. Thank you.
I didn't say the last couple of days, but it just popped up relatively short time ago.
When's the last time these children were regularly seeing their father?
February.
Right up to the allegation.
And what was the frequency up until that time?
He lived here.
I see. So ever since these allegations were made and he moved out, they haven't wanted to have anything to do with him?
Correct. Your Honor, I'd also like to add that there is currently a PPO between Patricia and Bob due to significant domestic violence.
And what does that have to do with parenting time? Nothing.
But you were asking the reason that the boys didn't want to see their father. It could be a combination of all of these factors.
I want to be 100% honest. It has nothing to do with anything that's gone on between Bob and I, domestic wise. It's because of the allegations. And my 13-year-old is super upset about the allegations, and he believes his sisters. That's 100% the reason why they didn't want any contact.
I'm going to stick with what I've already said. If the boys want to see their dad, they can. But if they don't, I'm not going to force the issue at this point.
Thank you, Judge.
Clearly.
Does it have to go through the CAC or anything like that? Or like, is supervised visits, can I meet at a park and let them hang out?
Ms. Bordeaux, are you comfortable with Ms. Donahue supervising, or do you want to have some supervised by the agency first?
No, Your Honor, I would like the visits to be supervised by the agency at the agency.
No.
At this time, due to the active PPO history of aggressive behavior and Mr. Donahue's refusal to meet, provide his location, he's been changing his phone number. It would make me very uncomfortable with all of those risk factors to allow those visits to take place at this time.
Your Honor, she's lying on me. I never denied anybody anything since this started.
All right, well, at least until our next.
I never denied meeting. I never denied meeting anybody. I am not running from any of this. I don't understand why I would have to go through the state to see my own kids. I really don't understand that. That is not right. It is not fair for me or my kids. If they wanted to see me,
he's already made his ruling. This isn't going to help. Right now, it's not going to help. So let's.
Between now and the next pretrial, my order will be supervised at the agency, by the agency, but only if the boys decide that they want to see their father. And we'll see you back here at the rescheduled pretrial. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, and looks like next up are Allard. Oh, sorry,
Oh my
sorry,
God.
I got
That's
distracted.
funny.
You might want to put his last name in
Yeah,
there.
I will.
Highland and Allen miners. I'm going to let everybody else in. Well, what's the word on Dad? I don't have any communication yet on the prison.
We got confirmation and we haven't received an email that he's quarantined, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that he'll be available.
I've got a device here. Hopefully it is he. I'm waiting for an audio connection to see who that is. Does anyone recognize that gentleman?
What gentleman?
I think that might be Mr. Russell is that right, Ms. Coyne?
Yes, that's Mr. Russell. He has a 10:45 hearing this morning.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a release, Judge.
Yeah, I'm guessing we
So
probably
he's-
have to call, let me find the information.
That's what I got from the prosecutor's office for this hearing.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I've got a Steve Hampton logged in. Anybody recognize what file he might be on?
Yes, Your Honor. He's here to participate in the hearing this morning as Garrett Allard's therapist.
Oh, okay. Let me let him in. Mr. Russell, is that you?
Yeah.
All right, you're a little early, sir. I'm gonna put you, I don't think we're scheduled until 10:45 on your case. So do you want to try calling, you want to try checking back in close to that time?
10:45.
And let me ask, are we expecting anybody else to participate in that? Because I could do it early if we have everyone here.
It's just a release as to Mr. Russell, so we could do it whenever, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, so Mr. Russell, just sit tight. I'm going to put you back in the waiting room while I handle this other case, and we'll bring you back in and let you know what's going on, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and I've got some instructions. I'm going to try to get a hold of this facility and see if we can get Mr. Highland. It looks like it's set up for me to call their video room. No, those are my numbers. But they're not here. Let me try again and see who that 50. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Mr. Russell. All right, I'm going to call the phone number and find out what's going on here.
You have reached the Carson City Correctional Facility. If you are calling from a touch-tone phone, press 1. Please dial the 7-digit phone number of the person you wish to speak with. Or
wait while I transfer your call.
Warren's office, Jerome.
This is Judge LaFlamme. We were hoping to connect with prisoner Dustin Highland this morning for a court hearing.
Give me 1 second. Let me see why he's not on there.
Okay, the number 2, say. Let's stand up for student safety. Remember, it's okay to say.
Utility bills are easily among the largest household expenses. Struggling to keep the power on or the heat flowing can be tough, especially if you're going through hard times. Fortunately, there are energy assistance programs available to make these large expenses more manageable. First, contact your utility provider to learn about flexible payment plans.
Shannon, while we're
Second,
waiting,
call 211 or your local
Highland,
Michigan Department of Health and
Ken's
Human Services
LGAL
office
and his
to learn about
president.
state emergency
Ivan
relief.
represents
Lastly,
Mr. Highland, he's
visit the
present.
MyBridges website at
Kelly
michigan.gov/mybridges
represents
to apply online.
And she is also present at the Flint Odyssey House. And we also have Lindsay Cooling, the work
The Michigan
director.
Unemployment Insurance Agency is now able to schedule phone appointments for customers who need assistance with select issues. Appointments may be made online at michigan.gov/UIA and guarantee you access to a live customer service agent. For more information, visit michigan.gov/UIA.
Businesses, local government officials, and the public all have access to direct one-on-one assistance in navigating the environmental programs of the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy. Just call 800-662-9278 weekdays between 8 a.m. and 4:40 p.m.
Well, I see you. Let's see if it'll let you in.
Again, that's 800-662-9278.
Nope.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. So the prisoner had not went up to the call out yet due to he thought it was canceled because of quarantine. So I have them sending him up right now. It'll probably be about 10 minutes and he will be in on the Zoom.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I don't know if you were able to hear that, but there was some confusion at the prison, but apparently he's on his way up to the hearing room and should be there in about 10 minutes. So we'll just sit tight and wait for him to arrive.
Do you want to do that release?
We could.
But you know, Judge, if there's any other issues that don't pertain to Mr. Highland, like Mr. Hampton and the parenting time, I just need to speak and let Mr. Highland know the trajectory of this case. That's our only involvement at this time, because they were seeking a goal change, and I just needed to discuss that with him. But I think there's other issues that don't pertain to him.
If you're comfortable with moving forward without him, what are the other issues? Mr. Way?
Well, I know Ms. Cooling wants to address parenting time for at least Garrett with the mother. There's not parenting time with the dad anyways, because he's in prison, so I can let her address that.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Cooley.
Your Honor, currently Garrett has suspended parenting time with Ms. Patrick due to concerns with his mental health and his needs. This was discussed at the March 2nd hearing, and it was court ordered that his duties be suspended.
Mr. Hampton was not able to join that meeting at that time, or that Zoom call at that time. So I have asked him to join, just in case you had further questions or wanted answers regarding why Garrett's visits are being requested to be suspended.
Okay, so Mr. Hampton, you are Garrett's therapist?
Yes, sir.
And for how long have you been providing therapy to Garrett?
I've known Garrett for a little over 2 years now.
And I believe it was at your recommendation that Garrett's parenting time with his mother be suspended. Is that correct, first of all?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
And could you please explain to the court why you are making that recommendation?
In the 2 years that I've worked with him, Your Honor, we can show almost a direct correlation with anytime he had a conversation on a call or on a Zoom call with mom, his behaviors would just escalate and he would be almost uncontrollable, throwing things, screaming, yelling, just carrying on. And that always followed those calls and those Zooms. When I first met Garrett 2 years ago, I got involved with a case because he was placed with grandparents due to mom's inability to care for the children. And he was really out of control at that point too. So over that first year of working with him, he was able to get himself calmed back down and things were going really well. And then he went back into placement with mom, and that ended up being brief again. She relapsed and ended up back in rehab. And that's how I got back to see Garrett again. And again, we saw the same kind of behavior start to do the same exact correlation. Anytime it was talks with mom, anytime there was Zooms with mom, much more acting out started to happen. And Garrett would say things to me like, I don't want to talk to my mom. I want to live here. I don't know why I have to continue doing this. If I have to talk to my mom, I'll do it every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, for 5 minutes. So there's just no real desire on his part. And what I'm seeing now is, without these visits taking place, even without the Zooms, his behaviors are decreasing in intensity. They're decreasing in duration. He's following the family rules better and getting along. So I just see rapid improvement in his emotional well-being and his physical behaviors when there's that no contact going on. So that's why I made the recommendations.
Thank you. Mr. Kelly, did you have any questions for Mr. Hampton?
Mr. Hampton, have you ever met Miss Patrick?
No, sir.
You ever seen Miss Patrick interact with her son?
No.
Is it a possibility that Garrett was reacting the way he was because he's not with his mother?
Well, when I talked to Garrett about that, he says he's mad because at first, when he was 7, 8 years old, he was saying, I want to live with my mom, but she can't take care of us. And so that kind of led into, our conversations about how he doesn't want to talk to mom. And even recently, I was asking him, how would you feel about doing some counseling and involve your mom in the counseling? And he even said on that, no, I don't want to do counseling with my mom either. So his whole demeanor is about, I think he's just getting used to not being around mom.
And didn't you say in your letter of February 12th that he says to you he does want to live with his mom when she can take care of me?
Yeah, that was last month, and just on my visit with him on Thursday, he's going back to, I want to live here with my grandma and grandpa, and I don't want to live with my mom. So he's vacillated, back and forth with that over time.
What does he need from his mother for him to essentially be calm in his relationship with her?
Well, the only thing he's really said is, I would consider living with her when she can take care of us and she's not doing drugs. That's what he says to me. Other than that, he doesn't really say much about anything. He doesn't even want to do the Zoom calls or the phone calls right now.
you as his therapist, what do you think he needs from his mother to get calm in that relationship?
Well, over the last couple of years, I think the biggest challenge is just, the instability, with mom. I understand addiction, and I understand that there's a relapse as part of recovery, and I get that. But I think, seeing some sustained recovery and see some sustained stability, I think that would really go a long way, with helping Garrett understand mom's working on this, and she's doing better. But I think, with the relapses and the, going in and out of the rehab, I think he sees that, and he's getting old enough now to understand, mom's not really able to take care of us quite yet. So I think that's where he's at. So I think that would be my answer to that. More stability for mom, and just really working on getting this addiction under control if that's possible. Yeah.
What are you doing to build that confidence up in Garrett for him to have a relationship with his mother?
Yeah, we talk about mom and the relationship on a regular basis, just trying to break down the defensiveness. But, when you're 7 and 8 and you develop that kind of guarded defensiveness, it's really hard to break through that with a little kid because they don't have a whole lot of life experiences in order to understand and be rational. They're more just emotionally driven with their behaviors and their thinking.
So what is your treatment plan then?
Well, right now it's really just trying to keep him, stable in the environment where he's at. The behaviors are really hard with grandparents. They have 3 little ones and they're special needs. So my treatment plan is really helping to just stabilize Garrett at the home where he's placed currently. It doesn't include including mom into the treatment and building that relationship up, because we're really just working on the behaviors and the emotional stability for Garrett.
So you specifically have no treatment plan as it relates to his relationship with his mother?
Not right now, no, sir.
Does it concern you of the lack of relationship between the mother and her parents who are placement of Garrett? Is that being a possible source of souring or poisoning that relationship between Garrett and his mother?
Yeah, I think, there's always that possibility. I'm not there listening to grandparents talk about mom. So I don't know what they're saying, but yes, that could be part of it. I think Garrett has lived through it. Even when grandparents are talking about it, he's lived through a lot of that as well.
So when will mom be part of this treatment plan for Garrett to repair that relationship between those two?
Well, I think it's going to be twofold. I think one, when Garrett is ready and he wants to, I think that would be the way to go. I don't think forcing that on him is going to improve anything at all. I think, over the 2 years when we've tried to do that, it kind of impeded the progress, and we saw, the increase of acting out behavior. So that's one concern. And I think the other one is what I said. When we see more stability with Miss Patrick, I think that would be a good indicator that it's time to start looking at, starting those connections back up if we can get to that point.
So is it fair to say Garrett's reluctance as far as his relationship with his mom has to do essentially with her sobriety and what's tied to it?
I think that's part of it. I also think, his understanding that, when he's with mom, things are a lot different, and he understands, the drugs. He talks about it openly. So I think her sobriety and and again, her stability, that's going to be a real big indicator on when I think we should move forward. Mm-hmm.
Is anyone talking to Garrett about how his mom is doing now and the progress she is making?
I'm not sure about that. It might be Miss Schooling's doing that, but I don't talk about that because I don't have any knowledge on how mom is doing.
Would that be beneficial for you in your treatment with Garrett to have contact with the people she's working with at Odyssey House so you can provide that reassurance to Garrett? Say, hey,
yeah,
she's on the right track and she's doing better. Look at how she's doing. It's possible for him to say, I'm prepared to start speaking with her again.
Yeah, sure. I have no problem at all speaking with the other counselors at Odyssey House, and Miss Schooling does a really good job of of sharing information when she has that as well. So I think between those two contacts, and having that information that could help us make determinations moving forward.
So let me interrupt for just a moment. I think we have Mr. Highland present. Is that you, Mr. Highland?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. So he is now in our hearing, Shannon. And I'm sorry for the interruption. I just wanted to make sure that was clear on the record.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. I didn't even know this was going to be brought up today. Thanks for the notice.
Anyone else have questions for Mr. Hinkton?
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
And Mr. Brown, you wanted the opportunity to go into a breakout room with Mr. Highland?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll do that now. So I don't know, Mr. Highland, I have the ability to put you into a private breakout room with your attorney. I'm not sure based on your, is there anyone else in the room with you right now?
No, ain't nobody else in the room with me.
Yeah, in order for me to do this, you have to be able to make a selection on the screen. I don't know if they've given you that capability.
Yeah, I mean, I can get up and walk out and grab the remote.
Mr. Brown, they did give me a phone for counsel that you can dial. And what I can do is, let's make sure that works. Let me give you that number.
Okay.
It's 989.
Okay.
584 3941. And then a 7-digit extension. 259.
Can you say that again? You beeped out. Start with
259.
Okay.
1205.
Okay. Could you mute Mr. Highland, please?
Absolutely. And I'll mute you as well. So I'm hoping that telephone next to Mr. Highland rings.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, would it be possible for Ms. Patrick and I to be put in a breakout room with her attorney, Mr. Kelly?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Judge?
No luck?
Nope. I get the secretary or sergeant tried to transfer me. It went to an extension. I tried to call again, and then it went to a voicemail.
Mr. Highland clearly has a telephone next to him.
Yep.
But apparently nobody seems to know what the extension of that telephone is. Let me unmute him. I hope he can do this. Mr. Highland, I can mute you, but I cannot unmute you. That requires a step at your end. Ivan, I think I might be able to put the two of you into a private meeting room if we can get whoever he's going to see. Shoot, we lost him.
Wow.
All right, he's back.
Does that work?
We got you unmuted. What I'm going to try to do, because apparently that telephone they gave you, we don't know the extension. I have the ability to put you in a private breakout room with your attorney, but you're going to need some help. You're going to need to get the help of whoever it is that you just went after.
Okay, go ahead and do whatever you got to do on your end, and I can do it from here. I got the remote now.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do that now. So, Ivan, do you see something on here allowing you to join that breakout room?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. It's not letting me. It's not letting me change it. Let me try this. Oh, okay, here we go. No. Now, he's in that breakout room right now. Do you see any kind of commands on your screen? Because I've got you assigned to that room.
No.
All right, I'm going to have to bring him back. My options here are limited. I'm not quite sure why it's not letting me. All right, I'm going to try this again.
A couple minutes ago, it asked me to join Mr. Kelly's breakout room. and I declined it.
All right, I'm sending a message to everyone.
With my attorney, so I can figure out, me and him can figure out there it is.
All right, the problem is with Mr. Brown, so I'm going to try to create a third room.
Now you're live.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just chill out, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a technical problem at my end, Mr. Highland, and I apologize.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just you get treated a certain way in here, and I don't know.
It's not their fault. It's mine. I'm going to try to fix it.
It's just a real touchy subject from being in here with this whole situation. You know, 1 second I thought everything was going perfect, everything was going all right, and then I don't know what's going on now. I have no idea.
All right,
and I haven't had any idea.
All right, I'm going to try to create 2 new breakout rooms. All right, let's try this again. So I'm going to put you and Mr. Brown into breakout room number 1. And I'm going to put Mr. Kelly and the Odyssey House into room number 2.
Your Honor, we already spoke. We're back.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because I kicked you out.
No.
All right, so Mr. Brown, you need to join that room. There we go. Okay, and while they're talking, I'm going to stop the live stream briefly and take